All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So currently we are trying to make this text ribbon text. Basically, the idea is to make a ribbon that has a text awesome written on it. So I was making this sketch, and then I thought, how about we make our first ever live video? And that's here we are. So basically, we have a ribbon that we are sketching out before we get into the proper design, and it has a I'm planning to make it curved like this, and then this other end comes into intertwine with it. So continuing the sketch, I'll post the full video on YouTube after the stream so that you could follow through. I'm using the calligraphy tool here. So continuing with this, okay, I'm thinking this end comes through like this, and then the other end comes through like that. I'm using this red to guide. As this end comes through, I think I'll block it off here, and then bend the entire ribbon this way. There's another corner here, following through the other edge of the ribbon. Okay, and continuing this side. Okay, I think I'll widen this. Let's adjust this a little bit. Okay. You know, the entire process needs patience. Sometimes, let's say for example, you're reading a manga or you're watching a video. The VFX and the art and the effects, some of them take months to make. But the best thing is to find what works best for you. Some people spend months making art. Okay. This side looks much larger than this side, so I think I would increase the width of this. Let's add more thickness here. Okay. And then let's add more thickness here. Then let's increase the thickness here, up here. All right. I'm thinking of making it flow in and interlock. So I know it will come over this and then go under and then come off and end here. Right. Let me erase the excess ends. Where is our eraser? There you are. Let's erase. Let's select all and start erasing. It looks like the eraser only works on selected objects. Okay, this comes over and over and under. there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, a basic flow of what we want. I was sketching this one earlier, but it didn't look too good. It didn't look too good. This was not looking very good. Let's select it, group it, Control G on your keyboard, and put this aside. Let's also group this, Control G, and put it aside. Let's select all of this, Control G, group all of it, and bring it to the center. Let me also scale this down a bit. All right. So what we just sketched here is not going to be the final art. It's just a basic outline of what we intend to draw. Let me just add more detail here. All right. So let's turn down the width of our brush 0.9 and let's add some shades. Zoom in here a bit. Let's add some shades. Let's make this 0.9. We know this will be a bit shaded. This will be shaded. Okay. All right. Okay. Wonder if I should make the ends like this or make it just pointed, you know, like this. I really wonder. But let's continue with this. I think I would leave it like this. Okay. Now going back to our layers dialog box. Come on, Inkscape. Let's call this layer sketch. All right, and then let's create a new layer and let's call this texts. No, ribbon texts. I keep calling it text ribbon text. All right, let's add that. Upon this, we will be sketching the remainder of our art. Before we get into the sketch, let's flip this. Let's flip it horizontally and flip it vertically and see what it looks like. So I think that was view, display, orientation. Yes, flip vertically. I need to see what it looks like from various angles, because sometimes you might just end up with something you do not want. Flip vertically. Okay, now after flipping it vertically, I see that there are some adjustments to make. Let's go back to our sketch. We see that this side is too raised up. Okay, let's select all of this, group it, and then using our tweak tool, let's increase the width on this. Let's increase it even more. Let's bring this down, make some adjustments here. I hope this would look good in the end. I really hope it will. Okay. And this is not a very conventional ribbon text. Let me just go back to the calligraphy tool and make this rounded. right? And then let's flip it back. View, display, orientation, flip vertically. Let's reset this. Okay, this is the beginning. All right, now that that is done, it's always good to go to view, orientation, and then flip your sketch, because sometimes it could look crooked, but not you initially. Okay, going to our ribbon text layer. But before we continue, okay, I've locked this, and then let's close up this and open up our fields dialog box. Right. Just before we continue, let me turn down the opacity of this sketch layer so that we can have a gray look on that. Okay. This time around, to have those smooth lines, I'll be using this pen tool. So we already have what we want here. Let's simply trace around it. Okay, but this will be with 100% fill, without the fill, and with a stroke, and the stroke would be that thin, just 0.5 would be okay. And then let's continue. All right. And then let's finish it off. There's a part remaining here. And then there is another part here. Nice, but let's bring this down a bit, not just these gentlemen. Much better. And then there is another gentleman here, and another one hiding here. All right, then getting over to the other side. Okay, just with a bit more practice, anyone can master graphic design. With more practice, the more you do something, the more you get better at it. Some people never practice enough to get good at anything. The way I believe it is that anyone can be good at anything. It's just a matter of time. Let's say, for example, you had 1,000 years to learn a skill. There will be no excuse of oh, I can't do it, I have no talent for it. Talent can only get people as far as talent can. The more you practice, the better you get. Let's say, for example, you needed to learn rocket science and you had some time, or not having some time, you make the time, because people make time for what they believe in. Time always disappears for the trivial stuff. Okay, less philosophy and more inkscaping, shall we? Okay, I think this is looking off to me. Let's see. Will that make sense? Yes, it will. It would. But let's adjust this, or let's delete that node and adjust these. All right. And maybe let's make this thinner. Besides graphic design, I'm also learning how to code. And I have to tell you, it's not very easy. It's not very it's not very easy. I was watching a video of about I think it was 36 hours long. The video was 36 hours long on how to code. And it wasn't very good. It wasn't very easy. I think with a bit of time you can learn any skill and be good at it. Okay, so I have the basic outline of what I need. I need this to be a bit more rounded. Let's put that back. Let's make that rounded. Let's also make this gentleman rounded. Rounded, I say rounded. Can I hear rounded? Okay. And let's make this gentleman rounded. Rounded. Okay. We've got another rounded gentleman here. Somebody say rounded. All right, and we also need that is too high. We also need another, okay, this is already rounded, and another rounded gentleman. Double clicking on the path creates a new node for you. So if you double click anywhere on a path, it creates a new node at that point on the path. So the rounded gentlemen are done. Let's slim this down. So we've got a slim gentleman here, pointy gentleman. Right, that is not looking very straight, is it? Let's delete this, and then let's adjust the curve here and here. Nice. We won't be spending so much time on this project, so let's speed up the pace. Now that the outlines are done, let's open up our layers. Now these layers, let's create another layer and call it fills. Upon this fills layer, we will be adding colors, shall we? Let's lock up the other layers so that we will not mistakenly switch between layers when we do not want to. Let's turn off this sketch under. Okay, so with this we will be working with a lot of gradients and gradients, maybe radial gradients, and maybe clip groups. Maybe let me just use a bucket fill here and see if it works. Bucket fill, but it's filling just with a stroke. Let's remove the stroke and then let's add a fill. The bucket fill worked, but it was only filling with a stroke, and I can see some stuff here. I do not need those. Let's undo. Let's go back to our bucket and let's increase the threshold a bit, and then let's increase the growth. Let's make it grow by 1.1 millimeter. Now the fill is almost gone, gentlemen. I guess I will need to adjust you manually, or I guess I will simply increase the growth by 2 millimeters. But for this gentleman, over here, let's adjust it manually and keep it aside. All right, so what color should our ribbon be? Most ribbons are red, I think. So I think I'll work with what would give us more freedom. Yellow, I think. I'll use these colors, yellow upward and yellow down. Oh, maybe this gentleman here, some colors here and some colors here, I think. So I'll pick this color. Reduce the lights on that. But before we continue, let me create a rectangle and then let's give it black. Just, or not a rectangle. Press Ctrl Shift D on your keyboard, bring up this documents dialog box, and then let's adjust the color of our paper. No, that's not the paper. The color of the page. You want the page to have a brownish color. I wouldn't want to be working with that bright color. Let's make our desk gray. Okay. The kind of canvas you use affects the kind of drawing, kind of art you make. Okay, am I sure we are on the right layer? Okay, those guys were created on the wrong level. Take them back to fills. Keep them there. Nice. Let's also fill this gentleman with purple. Gentleman purple, I say. Purple. Fill in these gentlemen with their respective colors, shall we? I see there's an intersection there, but we will deal with that gentleman later. Okay. While looking at this, I will change this to, I'll make it darker. So having light selected, I'll turn it down and then apply that same color to these gentlemen. Yes. I'm thinking the light should come from, from the front. Okay. So with the light coming from the front, I think the gradient would come this way. I'm just pressing D on my keyboard and using the pick colors from image tool and then picking the colors. So I'm adjusting my gradient. On a second thought, should I use this? Let's undo that. Second thought, these colors, I think I should use another color on the color wheel. You know, we were using this, so I was thinking of using the colors forward and the colors backward. So for the dark parts, I'm using the colors backward. For the brighter colors, I'll be using the colors forward. This gives your art more a more artistic look. So this is what we have now, and this is what we had before. This is not looking very artistic. This is looking good. Now, thinking of the lights, let's create a clip group. So simply select the object hand, right click and say create clip group, then right click again and go to enter clip group. Currently the name of that group is called G29194. That is not very humanly readable, but we do not have that much time to rename all our layers. So there it is, the clip group. So we have entered that clip group and it says here the same. We have entered that clip group. That is the current layer. I am going to be creating a normal shape. So with a freehand tool, I'll just draw a shape here. There it is. That is too complicated. Let's delete it. Let's just create a rectangle. Let's leave it there. And this rectangle, I'm going to use the pick color from image and make it the same color as the background. And as I said, I'll go up on the color wheel and let's increase the brightness. All right, gentlemen, let's make it in the direction of white, you know, the direction of white, but not white, just a bit bright. Okay, let's increase the blur of that and let's reduce the opacity, shall we? Nice, nice, I say nice. All right, and then we are not done yet. Let's also go to another rectangle. Remember, we are in the clip group. We are not going to let's say, let's pull it here. Let's duplicate it, Control D, and pull it, his brother, over to this side. His brother is being rotated and placed here. Let's select it. Deselected, shift on your keyboard, clicked here. Clicking on the other brother, we select the two of them at once, and we can increase their opacity. But before we do that, let's make them the same color as the shadow. And then let's increase the opacity. Nice. And after that selected, let's duplicate. With the two of them selected, let's duplicate them. Duplicating them will give it more definition. But that is not just what we want to do. We want to, let's deselect them. Let's select this brother, this duplicated brother over here, and shift him to the side. Let's reduce his size and then let's give him this color. Now we have that kind of brightness at the end. Let's do the same for this other brother that is on top that we duplicated, and then let's press D on the keyboard using our pick tool, and then let's pick this color. We have some kind of light to middle tone to shade to another light in the end. Should we make it brighter? It could be brighter, could be brighter. Nice. Okay, we shouldn't spend so much time on this project, but let's see what it looks like to remove the I call that ribbon text. I called it ribbon text. Let's rename it. Let's call it outline, because it is just housing outline. Do not be a liar, gentlemen. You are an outline. Okay, let's go back to this gentleman. Let's use a gradient instead of a clip group here. We want to have black, a shade to picking a color, kind of this color, and then to that color. but not that entirely, this kind of color, but not the end, but another bright, no, not too bright, this. Nice. Okay, and then having that in mind, let's go over to this gentleman, and then let's Ctrl Shift F on your keyboard. Let's bring up fills, and then where are our gradients? Okay, here is the gradient. All right, I'm just selecting the gradient and picking up the already made gradient. Let's rotate this gentleman. Nice. But let's make a bit of adjustment. I know this will be darker, so let's okay, that is darker. All right, and then that is already taking shape, isn't it? Doing the same for this gentleman. I'm going over to our fills. My second thought, let's put this on full screen so that we can see our screen. Let's give that a gradient, and then let's rotate this gentleman. This end, let's make it bright. Here, let's also make this gentleman bright, but it's not looking very natural. Okay. Nice. Let's give him this cover. Getting over to this guy. Let's give it a gradient. The ends will be dark. The middle will be mid. Yes. Let's double click and create another node and expand those two nodes and adjust the gradient. Nice. Okay, looking at this guy, let's create this, select the pre-made gradient and rotate this gentleman. Let's delete one of these nodes, make it smoother. Let's adjust this. Nice. Maybe I should stop saying nice. Okay, coming over to this gentleman. Let's see this fill. Let's adjust this to cover up that empty space. Let's select the two fills and let's go to path and let's unite them. Okay, and let's go over to this guy, select this, or rather let's delete that gentleman, select this brother over here and adjust him. Okay, let's delete these nodes and adjust the path and adjust this handle over here. Before we continue, no, let's continue by the way. Let's make a gradient here and selecting from our previous. All right. Let's make this dark, make this bright, and also make this bright. Now we have a general feel of what we want it. Let's take off this outline for a moment and look at it. Not looking very dope. Not. Let's remove the lock on that and select all of these gentlemen. Let's go over to their stroke and let's make all of them gray-ish. Yeah. Let's lock them up again and continue from where we stopped. Okay, that is done. That is done. Okay. Clip groups give you freedom to do certain adjustments to your illustration. Looking at this gentleman, let's give him that. Okay, with our sketch done, let's put that text, not done yet, but let's put the text awesome on it. Or in capital, or summer. Awesome. Awesome has a black outline and a black fill. Awesome with our exclamation mark. Now looking at what do they call it, morphing this awesome text is looking too straight. Let's convert it into a path. So go to object to path. That is our object created. So this text has become like an object. You can edit it. If you press N on your keyboard, you can adjust it, but that is not what we want to do. With that our path selected, let's go to unite. Let's select that and say union, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Let's unite all of these gentlemen. With all of them united, let's go to path and then path effects. With path effects window open, let's go to new. I think there is something called what is it called? There should be something here that would help us adjust that gentleman. Perspective slash and lattice deformation too. I think that will help. Let's see. I think now, how do I adjust that lattice, gentlemen? This and lattice. Where is it? That might not help. Let's use this perspective. I'm trying to make a perspective here. No, actually, let's return to this. I think I saw some whites. Okay, let's pull the middle. Pull this middle gentleman. Let's pull this guy. I'm seeing these many dots and I don't want to see them. These many dots, these many dots. Well, for sure it is deforming the text, but I don't want to see these many dots. Not bad, not bad. We can work with this. Ah, okay. Let's toggle this and see what it looks like. Not looking bad. Let's bring this up here. Let's select actually let's select this fills. Let's try adjusting the color. I don't really like this. Let's try giving it more saturations and stuff. Filters, colorize, no, color shifts, I think. Saturation, saturation. That is looking good. From that to that, maybe we should have used red from the beginning. Let's apply that. Let's undo that. Undo. Nice. Okay. And with that done, let's put a white rectangle underneath our design. White, I say white. Okay, gentle ladies and men, we are done with our horse. Are we? Let's give this white. Stroke white. Are we done? Yes, I think we are done. We are done with our awesome text why does it still feel like we are not done? Something feels like let's bring back that outline. These guys are not looking very good here. Let's bring back this outline and make some last minute adjustments. Let's select all of them. Just click shift click. Let's give all of them their strokes using this pick colors from image. Let's give it a dark color here. With that done, let's go over here and using our text here, remembering that we locked it, let's unlock that and lock every other gentleman. With the rest locked, let's return to this layer and adjust these gentlemen. With these gentlemen about to be adjusted, let's be careful. Create a new node here and delete these extra protruding nodes and adjust the handles, shall we? But something looks off. Let's put that underneath. We don't need all of this. We definitely don't need. Let's adjust this gentleman. Let's create two nodes here and then let's delete all the rest and still adjust. This is long. Let's adjust this gentleman. Nice. And then going back to this gentleman, let's adjust, create two nodes here, or just one is enough. Let's delete the others and adjust their handles. Much better, much better. This is our awesome ribbon text. If you think I should make I should be making more live streams, because this is my first ever live stream. If it's not up to standard, please be lenient. Okay, if you think we should be making more live streams, please tell me in the comments. But I think more live streams would come up, but let's see how many people prefer live streams. This is what it is. When the video is done edited, I will post it to YouTube. This video, I think I'll still leave it on YouTube, but I would still refine it and edit it and post it to YouTube, I think. And then also I will post this file so you can download it and adjust them. Okay, I think this is the first ever of its kind, this kind of ribbon. Others are usually like the other types of sketch. They're usually like this gentleman over here. Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much for watching, and see you on the next stream.